Drawing should be fun. For me, that's the most important thing. Hi, my name is Juan Perednik. I'm an Argentinian artist living in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And drawing portraits in pencils is one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to work very few little lines to know the structure and where things are, you know? And then I will work with very abstract shapes, okay? So here I have the line for the eyes, the nose, and actually the mouth. I don't know how much I'm going to work that mouth, but as you can see, I'm working very loosely. You don't need to draw everything you see. Remember, this is an experimental exercise, so you should try to have fun, experiment, try new things. I'm going to work very loosely, and I will focus on value. Okay, as you can see, this is cross-hatching. I'm squinting my eyes as much as I can. Here's the nose. We have a highlight there. Try to think of the general shapes and values. And we'll see what happens. I have no idea what will happen, what will come out of this experiment. So that's kind of the idea and the funny thing, you know. So I think right now I'm thinking I'm going to do a combination of cross-hatching, blending, some softer lines. As you can see, I'm working so it will have more definition on some parts, and it will be looser on some others. I will focus, as you can see, on there. So those are the places I want to work more on my value, more on my definition. And the rest I will leave it more open, as you can see. That will be my idea. And I will keep looking for these shapes. You can see how fast I started shading and looking for value. I'm not taking care too much of the precision. I'm trying to build the shape with values. And I am understanding the shape with my I was going to say with my brush, with my pencil and with my lines. That's how I am analyzing the shape and understanding while drawing, all at the same time. As you can see, we are applying all the concepts we've learned on this lesson. Think of structure. I'm introducing here a new concept, if you will, that would be speed. So I'm not giving myself too much to think about when it comes to, again, structure and likeness. I'm simply just working fast, making adjustments as I go. If I had to to say what's the key, with this one I would say squint. It's always important, but on this one more than ever, you have to be able to put down the big shapes. Remember, there's no right or wrong here. This is just a matter of decisions, and any decision you make will be the correct decision. I can't tell you something is wrong. You either can tell me, you know, like no one can tell you if it's wrong or right. Everyone has their own methods. Something that works for me might not work for you, so I encourage you to try new things, to experiment. So that's why I wanted to do this class, which is a more experimental, free. Another advice, which we already talked about before, is always start with bigger shapes and then work on smaller ones. So as you can see now, my lines are a bit smaller. So I started very fast, you know, with very long, as I'm doing now, very long marks with a pencil on the paper, and then I'm slowly adjusting with smaller shapes. I'm squinting to know where I should keep working and which are the big shapes, the important shapes. So maybe this will help you. I don't feel, how can I say this? I don't feel happy or content with the results right now, but I know it will make sense in the end, okay? So again, you don't have to feel your drawing is amazing, or you just have to know that you will have to work it out, okay? So that's what I'm doing. So a lot of artists won't say this, that's why I'm saying it. Don't be afraid, we all doubt about our work. Just find a way to make it work. I'm working with my big pencil. Because I don't want to work on detail, at least not for now. So there are parts I will have to blend, and once I blend I will probably have the option to work more with my needle eraser, you know. So I want to make a few more values before blending. I want to make sure I have the shapes down before I blend, because once I blend, you know, it becomes a bit more blurry. So I want to make sure I have some values and some well distinguished shapes. Again, nothing too detailed, but I need shapes to be there. He has some, some very, very distinguished highlights, which I will work on those later. But I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do with those, which am I going to use, which are not, which will I'll leave behind, what I'm going to do with the mouth. So again, I'm not thinking about texture, because all this is going to change. I'm just thinking about value, general shapes. I actually love the fact that we are having different lines, textures, variety, you know. Your eye won't get tired or bored of seeing this drawing, because you're going to find different things everywhere. So that's something I always try to do. Okay, so let's grab the blending stamp, and now again, I'm not going to work very on detail yet. I'm going to throw a few, you know, big shapes. Actually, I'm going to grab my oldest blending stamp. So I'm going to, you know, be expressive with my blending stamp too. Oops. You want to give intention, you know, movement. Squint your eyes if you're falling into the trap of the details trap. Squint. Move fast. Make some lines with the stamp too. Why not? Now I'm going to yes to refine some shapes. So remember I spoke about speed, okay? Speed in this case will make your work go one way or the other. So you want to keep that in mind, how fast you want to work, how much detail. Do you want to spend too much time on detail here? You don't. You can choose, you know, again, there are no wrong or right answers. Simply what's going on with you. Maybe you have a rough day and you want to make this, you know, very messy experimental drawing like I'm doing right now. And maybe you had maybe you had a rough day and you want to work very gently and soft with the pencil. I mean, this is a space for you to do what you want to do and to help you, okay? So now I'm thinking I want to work those highlights. So I think I will spend some time, don't know how much time, but I'm already thinking of that, like the highlights over there. The nose, and I love the fact that the eyes are like on shadow, and they are there but they are not. It's like something in between. I like that. I like the movement it's the piece is giving. I think before working the highlights, I'm going to grab an 8B pencil. So I worked with a 4B and now I'm grabbing an 8B. As you can see, I'm doing the process fast. I'm not taking all the steps. I'm not, you know, taking my time to work on details. I'm just going forward. And also, as you can see, I didn't erase anything yet. So I'm embracing mistakes, which I'm making a lot of them, you know, but the idea of this one is to feel free and to make those mistakes and take advantage of those mistakes. Working on the cast shadow right here. I'm holding those highlights to the end. I would love to be working on those right now, I know. Like, I'm fighting anxiety here. We all wanted to work on those highlights from the beginning, I know. But that's not the idea. The idea is to see how much can you hold yourself and keep working on a piece and not follow your, first intentions, but make decisions, aesthetic decisions, build up, don't start erasing too fast. So see, my pencil right now is working, it's alive and it's making this edge almost disappear with texture. That's fine. These are things I decide in the moment, and you have to leave space for those moments and those decisions to happen or to make them. See how I'm grabbing the pencil? This way I'm not working on details. If I were using my pencil this way, it would be impossible to make the marks or the lines I'm making. You see? So I hope you're enjoying as I'm, because this is so much fun. So much fun. Okay, let's grab the needle eraser. Here you are. I'm going to give a little more a softened texture with my finger, so that I make sure there's no pure white of the paper where I'm going to be erasing, Great. Okay, so very soft touches here. You can always go back, make some more texture or bring down the value if needed. So there are these are not tattoos. There are no definite, decisions here. See how just with a few very soft touches, something starts to happen. Everything starts to make a little bit more sense, or at least that's what I think. I hope you think that too. Again, you can work, if wanted, you can bring all this down with the pencil. It's easy, since this is a whole mass of graphite. You can move it around. Let me see if I can erase this. Okay, I can't. I don't know what that is, but let's fill it up then, so it doesn't look that. Okay, there it is. See how it's shiny, like the skin. I love that. Again, then I will decide which of these lights will remain here or which of these I will smoothen back a little bit. For instance, like here, you can always make adjustments. So have fun. He has that little scar right there, which I just made. Let's bring back our 8B pencil and let's keep adding values. Very slowly adding values. I don't want to take away the you know, the freshness, how expressive and loose all this is. So I don't want to fall into the detail trap, you know. So I'm just making some accents, some shapes, and that's all. As you can see, you don't have to draw everything you see, you don't have to respect every shape. You can break the edges, you can accent or emphasize the blacks or the shadows you decide. Be free, have fun, make decisions. Think of the drawing, think of what you want to say with this drawing, how you are feeling, how he is feeling. See how I'm working the highlight shape with my pencil. So you can make the highlights and then give shape or a harder edge to the highlight. Here again. I love the fact that this looks already like a vintage or old drawing in an old paper, and I love that. I love vintage stuff. I love vintage guitars. I don't know if you've seen on my Instagram, I play the guitar and I love old vintage guitars that have a story. You know, each mark has a story, so I gave this one, which is a very little detail, I gave this one a little volume, so it's I love it. I will probably grab my my blending stamp once again to make darker and solid shapes. So yeah, I will probably do that in a moment. But remember, before blending, I like to be sure I have down the shapes I need, you know. Oops, too dark. So if that's too dark, what should I do so that that one doesn't look too dark? Okay, darken the rest. These are, again, I'm having fun. I'm making decisions as I go, making adjustments, making mistakes, trying to solve those mistakes. I'm making mistakes, you know, I'm like building mistakes to solve. It's a weird way to see it, but I'm inventing mistakes, new mistakes that I have to solve. And that way, the piece will appear on its own. Let's grab the small blending stamp and see what we can do with this. Circular movement right now. Bringing down some of my highlights. I don't need to have everything shining that much. Not every highlight has to be pure white, you know. Again, make decisions as you go. Pushing down some of the values. I'm going to grab my smaller eraser, my mono 0 eraser, to see what I can do and to find some really white highlights right now. Yeah. See how I made some, again, this edge is completely destroyed, which I love. And I'm working a little right here. Let's see if I can sharpen this edge. Okay. Okay guys, I know I'm almost done. I love the fact that this is actually that highlight, it's a little too much, so let's see. Yeah, I pushed it back a little bit. Last few black or darker touches. Beautiful scar right there. Okay, I love it. This was so much fun, so much relaxing. This is like going to therapy. I'm talking seriously, guys. Okay. I think we are done here, so I'm going to make some final thoughts. Let me change the camera angle and show exactly how this is looking. Let's see. Final thoughts, I would say variety, contrast. See the contrast between the white and the darker areas, the space, the blank space, the air, and the very saturated or filled space with materia, with graphite, with lines, with value, with highlights. Okay, so here we can breathe, and here we are completely filled with information, texture, values, shapes, highlights again. Another interesting thing is the contrast between the shaded and values and the line. See this line here? This line, the lines, the contrast between lines, between finished and unfinished, that contrast, for me it's very enjoyable, you know, experience to see this and with my eyes to go through the shapes and to grab different information on each place, you know. And another contrast is the straight and fast lines with this more curve and soft gray, or this curve right there against all this fast hatching. Okay, see, remember I told you don't have to draw everything you see, so I didn't draw the back of the head, I didn't spend time in the ear or the mouth. The mouth, I would say it's in between, and see the contrast between the values of the mouth and the values here. So again, I had so much fun. Remember, I broke this edge, I opened this edge with hatching. All these decisions I made while doing the drawing. Thank you so much. I had so much fun, guys.